we're talking about channel points, Aikido and I, in private messages, because he's apparently already got enough for what I thought was a decent chunk, but he's also a sub, so it should be doubled, and I think you get a chunk when you sub, and I'm not sure if it kept track before. I don't exactly know, but yeah, well, it just tells me I have infinity channel points, so that's pretty neat. All right, uh, if you if you're ready, Wing, we'll go ahead and start it up.
Mhm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Um, yeah, there's no weird names this time, so I don't know how we're going to mispronounce all of them, but let's do this. On the bottom side
Oh,
of the
we,
rift,
we we just have to try. Oh.
yeah. On the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1 is Return of the Middle Sticks Platinum, Liposuction Lane in the top lane playing Maokai, Aikiado in the jungle on Hecarim, X-Craze in mid on Galio, and Karasuda and Black Salt in the bottom lane playing Callista and Tarek.
And on the red side, we've got Sensei Squad Plat. We got Nichols on the Malphite top. We've got I guess Dr. Wildy on the Olaf jungle. We've got Slushy playing Corky mid. We have a boosted Mexican and Ziali.
It was
1-2,
it,
1-2.
yeah, it was Zail, I think was how the caster was pronouncing it today.
I don't know. They got the Jin Yumi.
Uh, for any of this is just tongue in cheek for the games they streamed earlier today on the Get Wrecked channel. Um, Fortunately, yeah, these are pulled straight from the GR cast. All right. Yeah. So let's take a look. Let's cast our eyes across these team comps. I'll take Sensei Squad because it's really easy. You got Olaf
Right.
Yumi.
Thanks.
You're gonna make her zip around, and you got 2 marksmen, so you keep them safe. Do some DPS. Got the engage from the Malphite. It's a very straightforward composition. One that you kind of want your Olaf to get ahead on, or else it isn't as good. But Olaf with Yumi particularly scales super well.
Right, right. And like we can speak from experience, both like lane playing in this game or Black Salt and I, because we played with Wildy when he's got up to like that 75% win rate on the Olaf and just ran it with you. I mean, it's pretty dumb and it snowballs hard. As for the RotM's comp, you've got 2 really strong like early game champion or like power points with like a Callista and like the Galio. And you've got like a lot of go buttons, so like I think the answer is you press Terrac ult and you dive harder.
Yeah, you really have to make sure that you kill both the Jin and the Corki, because if you leave one alive, they can start tearing through. And it's
Right,
hard because you don't have the most amount of burst damage, and you don't have like great peel for Callista.
right. Like Terrac exists and Callista can kind of hop around herself, but there are a lot of slows and stuff that it can just get under with like a Malphite ult, or like Olaf axes just going through a team.
Yeah, this probably means the Ashe was banned, which is kind of funny. We've got a full 180 on the Karasuda bans. Now, no more do we fear the Callista. It's all about the Ashe bans now.
I feel like they didn't ban anything from him.
That would be very strange and unusual. 0 ADC bans. Yeah, super weird.
Right, like I think they did the thing where they target like there was like Shen ban and then they targeted Aikado maybe if I don't, this is just coming from memory. I actually don't know.
Yeah, Wildy's here in top lane. This is a pretty normal gank path after the full clear, and just gonna take first blood.
And then
Yeah, that's the full clear timer. It's a little bit delayed on the gank, but still, if you word for the normal level 3 gank, you should see it. I don't know.
right,
It's a
I
rough
mean
one.
it's Olaf and it's Wildy's Olaf, so you know he starts machete and you know he's doing a full clear because he's just gonna try to outpace everyone.
So yeah, Aikido needs to get this crab, or he's gonna fall pretty behind. It looks like he's on it. So, at least gonna split the 2 crabs after the top lane gank, but already off to a good start for the Olaf, which, you know, we talked about being the main emphasis for this team comp. I don't know what that cleanse was. He actually didn't get stunned. Zale's gonna just jump out and die, though.
I think he thought he had heal. That or he expected, I don't know, maybe he just thought he was getting stunned, but just out of range there.
Why did Zale jump out? Did he just not want to get kicked back or something? I don't really know. That's a good chunk in mid lane from X-Craze, though. Oh, that was a really good chunk. You got the second passive proc on him. Small invade here. After the kill on the Yumi means Karasuda and Black Salt can go in, get some vision, and then get it immediately swept by Wildy. Kind of unfortunate, but they at least know where he is right now. And especially with all of his camps coming up sequentially, you imagine he's just doing a second full clear of the jungle. He'll hit level 6 off of that, and then can just start running people down the way that Olaf will.
Right. I'm gonna try to pay attention, see what time he hits 6. Because like that was something like NALCS did, and I think like Svenskeren had an Olaf game where he like level 6 at 5:31. It was like the fastest time all season, and I'm curious to see what Wildy will push.
I feel like it was a little earlier than that, but
No, I think it was 5:31 because it was like a full 30 seconds up on everyone.
yeah, Akedo's not super far behind on that though. He'll be maybe after this Gromp. I don't know. I don't know exactly how much XP jungle camps give. But that kill will definitely help him out as well. It looks like not the Crux, so he needs another camp or two. Both of the junglers going to meet up in the top lane, and Lane and Niklaus have been going at it. Niklaus is level 6. This is really risky. Lane has no mana. Oh no, the unstoppable force onto liposuction lane. There's double teleports from mid lane as Wildy walks in and will take one down. The sapling is the trade back, but now both mid laners are here. But Midnight Slushy is significantly healthier than the Galio is, and it's a double kill for Slushy.
That's unfortunate. X-Rays didn't get a base off, and Corky teleported in with items as well. As we can see, like there's a Hextech Revolver and Boots now in the Galio's inventory. That at least would have been another kill. Had he ever gotten a reset off?
Akedo says he was literally 1 XP off of 6. I don't know if it's literally 1 XP. That would be one of the minions dying during that exchange, and that would have been a big tipping point. But yeah, Wildy's 2-0-2 on the Olaf, and the Corky's, set toward that Manamune. It's going to be a steep hill to climb for ROTM now. It's only 800 gold, but the fact that the gold is on literally the champions that you want to get ahead makes this so much more difficult. And even the good work that Karasuda and Lane are doing last hitting isn't really going to add up.
Right.
I do love the Executioner's calling first, by the way, against the Yumi. That feels pretty good.
I was about to say, I could tell you how Sensei Squad's comms go, just based off of, I'm gonna quote Akedo here as well. Get over here, cat.
I love the amount that it's been showing bot lane with nothing really happening down there. Kind of unfortunate.
So I guess question here. This is more of just me just not knowing, not gonna pretend like I'm experienced in like the tank noodle fights. As Maokai, do you think you would want Grasp here up into Malphite where you're trading a bunch?
I would think Grasp would definitely help out. The other thing that I can see, it sucks into this comp. God, it's so hard to justify. Abyssal Mask would be just a god tier item against Malphite specifically. But you're against so many marksmen. That's hard to justify, right?
Right. At the same time, I mean, Corky is mainly magic damage, so like, I mean.
But yeah, Grasp helps you in the extended trades. It also builds up with your passive, so you can just heal a metric fuck ton when you get close to people. Grasp is better for lane, but Aftershock's better for team fighting, which, if you're looking to scrap a whole lot, then that's a good idea. But you also have the Terrakin vulnerability potential. Like, I don't know. It's an option. I think it's probably a slightly better option, but I don't know that it's like, it's not terrible by any means. Yeah, I almost feel like you go Abyssal first with Tabai and just get ultra tanky, and that way you can win lane and then also be, super over tanky in team fights. Indexing too much on my tank knowledge now. But it's really the only relevant build choice at this point in the game, other than the Executioner's calling from Karasuda. Everybody else is just chilling.
Right.
Black Salt has his tier. Manamune already complete for Midnight Slushy, so we'll see that big mid-game spike. I'm very curious. Jin's backing on about 900 gold. He went Swifties rather than a pickaxe. All right.
I think aren't pros swinging back into favor of Stormrazor Jin first? Because like I know it went from Stormrazor to IE, and I think it's going back the other way again.
Well, then you could also look at
Or Kerchase, or
yeah.
or Cloak.
Anyway, Dragon went over to Sensei Squad. Now the Rift Herald's going to Sensei Squad. Wildly just using his tempo and kill advantage right now to grab all the objectives off of the map and start to try to secure more of a snowball for Sensei Squad. And the gold's staying relatively even, but with the extra Mountain Dragon and now potentially being able to cash in on some turret plates, Sensei Squad will feel pretty good about the position they're in.
Right. This is just an OF with the lead. We've seen it. Oh, spring of last year we saw it time and time again. Until it got banned every game.
This is a pretty boring early game. Kind of disappointing. Yeah, Nicholas is actually headed for Abyssal Mist.
What you're talking about,
first.
basically.
Yeah, he went for the Bomby Cinder first, I guess, for some wave clear, but gonna be a little bit weaker for it, I think, but it doesn't really matter too much. He's
like if this was like pre-work, I don't want to say rework, but pre-updated Malphite, I could see that more than his current Malphite actually has okay wave clear.
Yeah. So this Valkyrie forward for Midnight Slushies just to try to force him back to get space for Shelly to drop. They can shove this wave in mid. It's interested a lot of these resources going to Midnight Slushy on the Corki, and he actually wasn't in range for the turret plates that all went to Wildly. But Aikato's here with Black Salt. They get the double stun. Slushy can Valkyrie away, but he's getting chased by the Hecarim ult. Ignite gonna tick him down? No, he lives! Oh no. This is way more interesting than what's happening in mid lane, I guess. What's going on? The Jin ulted X-Craze is super low. Black Salt super low, but they all live through the ult. But Wildly and Boosted Asian walking forward. Fourth shot onto Karasuda. Opens up with the W. Can't find any critical damage, but they're still pretty healthy. So they can continue this push on the mid lane turret and maybe get a turret plate for somebody not named Dr. Wildly. Now collapsing on Aikato. He grabs the Scuttle Crab. Don't hit the undertow, but you can hit the Malphite ult, and that's another kill for Wildly. 3-0 and 2. A little bit greedy on the Scuttle Crab take. It just means that he gets collapsed on by the top laner, unfortunately. Now gonna pull Black Salt back in. Not able to connect on the Fate's Call. Stun is cleansed away. Get the double taunt though. Karasuda picks up 2 more kills. That was really nicely done by Karasuda, by Black Salt, and X-Craze.
Yeah, and the flash over, yeah. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I really miss being able to just W flashes Galio. That always just felt so good. Like, I get why they removed the interaction, but like, I miss it.
Both of these teams are 3-0 headed into this week. Tank gameplay. Lane's slowly winning this until grass procs, but
right, and I feel like he'll, and again, not gonna be a tank expert, but I feel like with Maokai passive, the more he scales, like he'll just win 1v1s over time.
yeah,
Like, it won't ever be like he kills him, but he'll be able to outpush him.
Yeah,
just,
Maokai
like,
definitely wins this matchup at a certain point, but it'll be a little bit longer because there's no grasp. We'll see. He's headed for... Get a Spectre's Cowl. I imagine that's Spirit Visage, which is just a good all-around item. Even if you don't really need the magic resist, it's a good chunk of health. Still kind of hurting on the mana. Like, hasn't picked up any extra mana, and that can always be kind of an issue if you're just trading mana for mana with Malphite. Teleport in the bottom lane on a trap, I believe. Karasuda just walking straight. It's a double teleport with Nick Laws and Midnight Slushy. Karasuda gets just kind of left. That was... I mean, they know he's dead. It's just a matter of who's going to pick it up. And the tower is the one that picks it up, so it's a kill for Midnight Slushy. Yeah, nowhere to go for him. Aikido just walking through mid now, can't really do anything. A lot of resources invested, but they get 2 kills for it, including a shutdown, and they'll get the dragon for their trouble.
Yeah, gold lead's saying about 1,500.
Again, the big issue is that this gold is just all on the right characters. You want
Right.
Wildy and Slushy to get ahead. Ideally, Boosted Asian would have something, but hasn't really been able to cash anything in.
As the utility carry, it's like sure it's nice, but having the Corki accelerate those 2 and 3 item spikes, or 3 item really with the Manamine build, is just insane when he gets it.
Trinity Force completed for Aikido. He's going to do pack a decent punch. We still haven't seen any real combo with the Galio ultimate. I want to see that happen in a side lane. I don't know if you can kill Niklal super quickly, but if you can get onto Jin Yumi, that's a good target. If you can get onto Olaf in the jungle, he's still pretty squishy. Went for the Black Cleaver first.
Did you see the sapling? Just made me think of that sapling steal earlier today that was shared in the Get Wrecked clip. Did you see that?
I actually didn't.
Oh yeah.
I saw that people were talking about it. I didn't watch the clip.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it was just a sapling stealing a herald, but it was pretty funny because like it had no business actually happening.
Why is Lane going to be able to solo kill? Oh, the Malphite ult might turn this. He needs grasp. He needs some milk.
Malphite passive.
Oh.
Malphite passive. Or not Malphite. The other M word. Maokai passive.
All right. Take gameplay, solo kill for liposuction Lane. Because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that helps get him ahead. I don't know. Makes him tankier. Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing inherently wrong with solo killing a
Right.
Malphite in top lane. What is Zale doing? Okay. He gets the free back anyway. Yumi went Athene's first.
Right, and I know you and I like DM'd and talked about this from the little bit of we watched, and like on this team, Ardent first. Like, pretty sure is like the way to go, just because you got Corki auto attacks, you got Olaf that you're ramping. Like you'll get Athene second in this case.
Yeah, just in order, you hit a bigger power spike earlier. But
Especially with like again the Corki and the Olaf being as ahead of as they are.
well, we've got Blade of the Ruin King versus Stormrazor in the bottom lane. Karsuda getting slowed up by a trap to not be able to finish that trade-off. Those Winds of War just aren't really doing a whole lot to Midnight Slushy right now. And they're going to catch Aikido, force him to ult over the wall. That's really important because Aikido doesn't have flash. So forcing that ult out of him just negates all of his mobility and safety. Okay, that was a weird little flash that looked like, but big engagement in the bottom lane, and Black Salt's going to be a little bit worse for the wear on that one. Not like huge ult cooldowns expended, but the final chapter and the Fate's Call being exchanged. Got the flash out of Boosted Asian though, so maybe you can target the Jhin. Second Herald's going to go the way of Dr. Wildy up in the top lane. And now we hang out again. The repeat double Rift Herald to mid lane. They didn't even need it, just going to take the tower down. Oh, stop the charge! Not going to be able to do it.
Solo money for boosted Asian on the bottom tower.
That feels alright for him. He's probably still behind. Yeah, about 1,000
Yeah,
gold behind
yep.
Karsuda. But everybody else feeling pretty good. 2k for Corki, 2k for Olaf. Even in the top lane despite the solo kill. Kind of a bad back timer for Sensei Squad. 5 seconds on the dragon. Go ahead and head back, and that means that our team can set up, and they're gonna bush bait. This is
Lamp special.
the lamp special. This isn't a random bush though. And that Corky with package is not necessarily the target you want. They're actually question mark pinging on top of that bush. So they have an idea. And it's going to be Zale that pays for it. The cat gets sniped. Black Salt picks up the kill. Package is used by Midnight Slushy. Big engage from Niklaus, though. The counter engage off of the Terracolt. They dive forward, get a couple of kills. Niklaus taken down. So is Midnight Slushy. They're going to trade back, and it's just the Jin left alive in the bush. Boosted Asian trying to run, able to hit the captive audience onto Aikido. No ability to close the gap, and they're going to be forced to not turn around because Liposuction Lane just gets into W range. He could have just left, but chose not to. It's going to be the Dragon, though. That was a really good fight for RTM.
Right. Right. I mean, before we're talking about like the fight itself, what the heck was Zale doing like face checking as Yumi? Like what? Like you were a cat. Sit on Olaf. Stay. I don't know.
He wanted the word.
But anyway, that was a good fight. Nichols Malphite ulted only Black Salt, I think.
It might have been Black Salt and Lane, but yeah, it wasn't high priority targets.
Right. Not gonna blow up either of those two.
The big thing I think during that fight was that you got the Taric ult down before the second wave of the burst. Like the first wave of the burst was like the Malphite ult, and then, you know, a little bit from the Corky, but able to tank out the rest of the sustained damage. Nobody got blown up before the Taric ult landed. So it was really well timed, really good fight for RTM.
I just wasn't paying attention. Did Corky have his Manamune transformed at that fight, or is it just now transformed?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest. No idea. Regardless, he's a big boy now. With the Maramuna and the Trinity Force.
Last fight, he got pretty CC chain off like the Onslaught of Shadows, and then the Galio ult.
Yeah, that was kind of as a result of burning his package super early in the fight to just kind of run away and then come back in anyway.
And then he failed his Valkyrie over a wall.
Well, yeah, this is normal mid-game behaviors, I guess. We're kind of NA ramming. It's the duo lanes in mid, and then kind of interesting. We're going for Australia lanes for ROTM, but we're just gonna go like a straight match for Sensei Squad. So it'll be Corky and Maokai in the bottom lane, Galio and Malphite up top, unless we see some rotations. Galio has ult to join, Malphite has TP, or Maokai has TP, excuse me. Malphite does not, but Corky does. So Malphite needs to stay kind of closer to his clump. X-Christ just gets a turret for free because of a back. That's kind of weird.
I feel like Slushy has to be careful down here in this lane. Like, lane is actually like really, really strong here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want...
I actually, as weird as it sounds, but I almost feel like it'll take time, but I feel like Maokai can 1v1 him.
Yeah, I definitely think he can, especially with, like, he's got the two big item completions, the Sunfire Cape and the Spirit Visage. If he had Ninja Tabby, I'd say 100%, but he doesn't just yet. Slushy and Karasuda are really good at clicking minions. 210 and 206 at 23 minutes. That's pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, just seeing Jesse play Callista a lot has been like, and then like tactical as well. I'm like, I really want to pick up that champion again. It's like I played her a bunch when, or not a bunch. I played her enough when she first came out, and then I just like didn't invest enough time in her.
Yeah, Jake gives me a Mastery 7 token. My last one. Oh, the big 1v1! It's on! Midnight Slushy, Liposuction Lane. 3 rounds in the ring.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Bonk. Yeah, I mean, Sunfire on Maokai is like really good because he's got many ways to proc that immolate. Yeah, obviously it's like it's god tier for Ornn because Ornn item, but Maokai as far as like a tank is like really good.
Yeah, the wave clear is kind of the thing. It allows
Right.
you to match like bruisers and things in terms of wave clear, which is
Oh,
super important. It's not good on, yeah, like Shen because you're building Titanic, so you don't need the extra wave clear.
right.
But anybody that you're not building Titanic on, yeah, you can get it.
Yeah. Austin says, "I know you're here. Learn from that. Don't build it Sunfire."
Um, I wouldn't build it on Malphite because it's not easy to proc and you don't.
You proc it only on your ult.
So I don't know. We didn't really talk about his Bami's Cinder earlier, but yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. We're starting up, sizing up a fight. Around
Like,
this dragon. This dragon doesn't really represent a whole lot for either team,
right.
but we're still
Like,
gonna
just
fight over it.
I feel like
Uh,
RotM could just go mid.
yeah, RotM has mid prio right now with
Right. Like,
their
just go mid big tower.
minions. If that's a cannon wave, that should just be a free tower. Um, or you need to just pull the trigger and do it. Like, there's no reason to waste all this time. You're not gaining anything from it. They're going to find X-Craze. That's a decent chunk. His W down, actually, is pretty big. Now, Nicklalls and Wildy looking for the fight. They have the Yumi ult available as well. X-Craze just gets chunked. And now the Jhin ult is going to continue. Already chunking through, hits a couple of shots in the Malphite ult. Onto Aikedo and Liposuction Lane, not the biggest one. The Taric ult coming in, going to keep everybody invulnerable, but the Galio ult to re-engage. They get two. Karasuda's stuck in the front line, though, jumping back out. He'll finish off another, but both of the 80 carries are still alive. But Yumi's on the Corki. He's not on Olaf, and that's a double kill for Karasuda. Almost the... return kill for boosted Asian. He's trying to run away. He will finally finish off Aikedo, but the Ignite will secure that one. That's another full house, as we trademarked last game for ROTM. Triple kill for Aikedo, the double kill for Karasuda.
That's a really nice re-engage. But like, yeah. I feel like just go mid, and then like you don't need like I think X-rays to flank. Just let him like wait for Hecarim to go in, and then just press R on it.
God, so as good as that fight was, the re-engage, the Yumi got caught during the initial one trying to fly into
Right.
Olaf to begin with, and then got caught a second time because he was on Corki who got blown up rather than on his Olaf again. So just, man, if he positioned that a little better, you can just immediately run over that fight. But instead it gets turned. That was a really good turn. Luckily, Karasuda didn't take his full health bar in damage during that fight and was able to kind of kite it out. And really good free engage from Aikedo and X-Craze. All right. So now it's a small gold lead for RTM, about 1,000 gold. You've got the team comp that, doesn't scale as well, with some early game champions that are falling off a little bit. Do you feel a little pressured then to go for the Baron? What do you think is your big win con right now?
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily like Baron itself, or more so of like getting one or two more clean fights off to like just accelerate your gold just slightly enough for when you're hitting your 3-4 item spikes. But you're definitely under pressure here because like Corki's now at his 3 item spike, he's fully online. But given where the state of the early game, where the Olaf was really ahead, the Corki was really ahead, and like you're still winning these fights. Like if you're able to just like balloon yourself just a little bit more, then like you could actually still easily threaten this game. But you are on a timer.
And it's hard. This itemization gets a little tricky at this point, and you can see some of the decisions that have been made. Aikedo goes for a little bit more damage on the Death's Dance rather than like a Steric's Gauge or something. We're looking for the engage. I don't think he can really find anything. Lane teleports in. This isn't going to accomplish much. He got the counter teleport out of Corki, though. So that's not the worst trade in the world. Now Nicklalls and X-Ray is going to scrap up in the top lane.
I think if I would think normally Hecarim goes Sterix after Death Dance. Like that's just like standard build for the horse right now.
Okay.
It's like it's just a disgusting item, and really good for Hecarim because it makes him like tanky, sustainier than he already is.
X-Cray's going for the Bramble Vest. I am really curious if he continues going for more tanky items, or if we see him go for like a Leandry's next for a little bit more damage. There's a lot of interesting decisions coming up for RTM in terms of build choices. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
It's a little bit more straightforward for Sensei Squad. Lane going to use the ult, invest this. They're trying to turn. They have to be careful about that Malphite ult behind. The Taric ult isn't going to really stall a whole lot as X-Gray's getting chunked through and now forced to stopwatch. Oh no, it's just going to make it worse as Niklaus lines up a huge ultimate. A big engage for the Malphite. And now the AD carries can run through the fight as Liposuction Lane gets captive audienced. I hate that that's the name of the W. Anyway, he got snared and killed, and that was a really big fight for Sensei Squad.
Yeah. Again, I feel like with this team comp, like using Galio W to engage when it's not a pick, maybe not to go and just rely on his R more than anything. I definitely agree with Aikido. Like Randuin's is like god tier item, especially against like this team comp.
Ooh, Aikido gets spotted out on this ward back behind. Midnight Slushy gonna chase him down. It's about 2,000 health. He's got his ult available in Smite, but he's got nowhere to go, and they'll take him down. It's a big shutdown going in the pocket of Midnight Slushy, and they'll get the Baron anyway.
Alright, well that's exactly what I said, but like the reverse is like you need a couple good fights. That just kinda was a little bit too hard to force one gold back in, and now Corky picked up 4th item. I don't know from here as RotM. I don't know if you have like the damage at this point to like make it through that team.
Yeah, it's really hard. Malphite's a big target to chunk through, and you don't have, like, you have the Callista who's doing really well. I just don't know that you can get through that in any reasonable amount of time, or before Wildy or Midnight Slushy find you. It's just much easier to teamfight right now as Sensei Squad. You just have to find Karasuda. Whereas for ROTM, you have to worry about all these different threats. You have to either peel or dive or find the right combination they're in. It's just a really, like, you can do it. You can fight your way through it, but it'll be very tough. Now with Dragon spawning in 2 seconds, this represents the next dragon being Soul. It represents Soul Point, I guess, is an accurate description.
Right. I mean, we are using some of that Baron timer on here, so like if you can stall the dragon out, it's not the worst thing. You don't have to like commit to a fight, but if you can like stall Baron timer, it's not horrible.
Yeah. Midnight Slushy has package as well, so that's something important to keep an eye on. Is he'll be able to zip through and just destroy a fight. And they're going to give up the dragon. Again, just kind of losing top tower during that. Package comes through, going to land on the liposuction lane. He dives through to a minion just to try to get out to safety. Loses about half his health in the process, and the minion wave's all in favor of Sensei Squad right now as they continue their push in. Undertow's landing. Wildy might go for this. Lane tries to re-engage. They're going to knock Wildy back in, gets the Galio ult on top, the Taric ult layering in. Everybody goes invulnerable, and the double invulnerability from X-Craze as he hits the stopwatch as well. Jin going to open up with his ult. Apparently doesn't find anything, as we didn't see anything hit. And now the siege just going to continue. You're down a couple of ults, but you still have Niklaus to engage.
Well,
Karasuda. Big engage. Well, Niklaus goes in, just trying to find that AD carry and punch him down. Midnight Slushy dives in, doesn't get the auto attack. They kill off the turret during all of this. Boosted Asian hits the 4th shot. The Yuumi just playing backline right now. Wildy just kills off. Black Salt can almost tank through everything. Lane gets out with a sliver of health. They're trying to get onto Boosted Asian. He gets taunted, but there's just no damage from ROTM as they're losing their base.
Right, I feel like at the very end of that, like X-Rages just get popped by like a fat force shot, then like that actually could be decent, but obviously that last all just kind of like nuked the remainder of his health bar. Also, Jin is now officially called like the Fast, because he put the Yuumi on him. Like when he crits and she presses E, he'll actually have like 1,000 move speed.
trying to get a little extra gold, I guess, for an
Wait,
item.
Yumi is a guardian. Why did
Oh,
I not notice that until now?
huh.
How did I not create analysis? Me? But like 35 minutes in and I noticed guardian Yumi.
I'm guessing he was thinking he was going to play another champ, but
Right. She didn't go Presence of Mind. She didn't take Airy. I mean, is Presence of Mind almost like a trap for Yumi now? Because like her E mana cost and like how it works now.
I I mean, getting
I
mana
feel
on
like it.
takedowns is
Right.
still pretty good.
Right. Yeah. No, it is. I guess because they add the mana recovery on her passive auto, like it's definitely still the way to go.
Well, now they're going to bully in through the red side jungle. There's no real objectives on the map. Minute 30 on the next Baron, 2 minutes on what represents a Cloud Soul. Not the... I was going to say not the greatest Cloud Soul team, and then I realized they have Malphite and Olaf, so never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, they bully their way through a tower. This is going to be tough to stop. There's no real wave clear outside of a little bit from X-Craze with the Winds of War. So it's very easy to get these waves all the way into tower. And then you just outrange because Corki and Jin. Aikedo going to get rooted up as they pressure in. Oh, going for the engage. Didn't have the stun. Going to fear him back into the Galio ult. They've got boosted Asian locked up. They'll take him down. Can they chunk through anybody else, though? Black Salt will trade. They'll be able to knock Niklaus back in. That's a successful fight, 2 for 1. Have to be careful where they're looking to re-engage, but that'll at least stall out the push for the time being.
That's a good pull of the trigger there from X-Rays. I mean, the Onslaught of Shadows got Jin into a perfect spot there for the Galio knockup, and then Dawn. Obviously, a little bit off there with the dazzle timing on the Hecarim, but they're still trading up.
Yeah, a 2 for 1 trade, the ability to stall the push. That's a good fight in my book. They're pinging the Baron, even going to teleport in X-Craze. So the 4-man squad headed up there. Black Salt just respawned. Get all of the words out. But yeah, Midnight Slushy around the side, going to hit the Scrying Orb. They have Dr. Wildey on the bottom side, so this not going to be a successful Baron take for ROTM, and they're going to have to retreat for now. And in doing so, give up a lot of vision control around that area. But now pings onto that dragon, they realize what the next critical objective is. Take a drink of water. As we start up the Cloud Drac.
Oh, that thing just gone.
That is just gone. Yeah, so that's Cloud Soul. And now they can still look for the fight. The Justice Punch gets interrupted. He'll be hit by the final chapter. Just going to set himself up to die, basically, with that Zanya's. X-Craze trying to ult back in. They're looking for the re-engage. Hit a couple.
Oh,
Midnight
no.
Slushy is able to flash back out of the fight, though. And Boosted Asian just layering in some autos from the outside. Midnight Slushy is still tanky enough. They'll take down Liposuction Lane. They're trying to trade, but they can't kill Niklaus. And the rest of the squad's able to join back up. Midnight Slushy gets the snare onto Aikedo, and they'll dive forward. A triple kill for Boosted Asian, and that'll be game number 1 for Sensei Squad.
That was super unfortunate. I'm pretty sure, like, at the beginning of that fight, I'm pretty sure Karasuda meant to press his Blade of the Ruined King and activated Stopwatch because he was full health with no threat on him. And then just kind of was there golden. That's unlucky. I've been there, done that, so no flame, just unlucky.
Alright, so, not the best game number 1. What are you looking to do for game number 2 if you're RTM?
I mean, I'm biased here from playing with him for a while, but like, just ban Olaf. Like, I just change up and draft there as well. Like your team. Like if you look at RotM's team with the game 1 draft, like we talked about, there's not much damage, not much wave clear. It's a lot of like early mid game champions and then a bunch of meatballs. So like, pick something with like a little bit more scaling. The Callista was fine. The bot lane was clearly was the better bot lane. Like running Callista again, perfectly cool. Uh, Galio is fine if you have either like another damage source or some other scaling option. But like maybe Callista Galio, I don't know. There was a bunch of like super unfortunate timings there, like with like Ikeda being an XP off of level 6 and just repeated throughout the game.
All right, well, we're going to take a small break then, and we'll be back with game number 2. So we'll see if the boys can turn it around. I'm just super tired today. I feel like I'm a step behind everything. Ooh.
I know that feeling. What's weird is I feel like I'm losing my voice, but I haven't really talked much today. Like it just feels like it's not there.
It's like I'm just trying to rebound from the week, but it wasn't even that bad of a week. Like, I don't know. Oh, thanks Pfizer for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Oh, I could run a 60-second ad break. I have that power now.
Is it Pfizer or is it Fissure? Like
I've always called it Pfizer, and I've called him Pfizer, and I've never been corrected, so. So if I'm wrong, nobody's told me.
I don't know. Then Ikeda says, "Oh no," so I don't know what we're unknowing either.
Yeah, it's hard missing that timer. They didn't change sites. Okay, I can live with that. Oh, if people are unaware, by the way, you can sub to the channel now. The money's going to be used, at least initially, for prize pool for the RotM Fight Night, and then if we can start making that money, then we'll start working on super special top secret project for other people, for everybody in our ROTM, in fact. That does need a little bit of funding to go with it, unfortunately. So that's where the funding would be used, if you're curious about that. So at least initially not going just directly into my pocket. Maybe someday I'll be able to make money streaming. Share with the beautiful Weeb Nation for his excellent solo cast, or duo cast. I'm so tired. I shouldn't say anything. Alright. Yeah. You ready for a game?
Yep, I'm ready round 2.
Okay, let's go. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between ROTM and Sensei Squad Plat. Sorry, I thought I had something extra open.
Right off the bat here, like, you know how you're asking, like, what do I change? I was talking about, like, swapping from the Galio pick. I didn't exactly necessarily, like, mean rotate from, like, early game to a Cassidon. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing into a Rise, but it's just, like, that's a change. Also, I don't know if I've seen X-Rays really play Cassidon much.
Yeah, we got a big old 3v3 over the Skarner Spire here at the start of the game. Lane's gonna flash away. just to do some quick lineups, blue side, RTM, liposuction lane on Ornn, Aikido on Kha'Zix, X-Craze in mid on Kassadin, and Karsuda and Black Salt on Callista, and Karma, the K squad on the bottom half of the map. Oh, and the jungler. Lane is trolling! He went with not a K champion. Alright.
Where's your Kled pick, bro? Yeah. Nicholas top lane for Sensi Squad once again. This time on a Mordekaiser. Dr. Wildy on Skarner. Slushy on mid lane duty again on Rise. Shocker. That's like one of the 3 champions he plays. You got Boosted Agent and Zale on the Ezreal Morgana lane. I almost wonder if every time Black Salt sees that lane, he just gets tilted now. As reference to the OU charity tournament.
I'm missing that reference, I get. Playing
Yeah.
corn.
Very first game, RotM played against Black Salt's team, and like they lock in Ashe Blitzcrank as our bot lane, and then we lock in we lock in Ezreal Morgana, and just like they don't get to do anything ever.
Tell me
That was
about
a great
Tell me about Kassadin Rise. Because I think we're both a little... Like, I haven't seen X-Craze play Kassadin either. I'm very curious to see how he does on it, and I know that you play a decent amount of both of those champions.
Nice trade. Right. Not so much Kassadin anymore. I just am doomed on that champion. I pop off early, and then like team runs it down or something, or I end one of the two. So anyway, as far as like the matchup itself goes, it's actually like
Oh
Kassadin.
my god. That's such a good trade from Carson and Black Salt the bottom lane. Sorry.
Right. No. Well, obviously, my reaction's the same there. I was like, ooh, that's fat. But this is actually so like Kassadin still has to kind of suffer through to level 6, but then he actually gets to have like a lot of agency. He's a lot stronger earlier than you would expect in this matchup.
And that was
Rise is going to want his mana items too.
That was such a good pierce from Karasuda. Oh, he's got it. He doesn't have the mana for Rend, though. And I don't know that it kills anyway. I see what he's doing, though. Oh, Black Salt goes in the Flash Ignite with the Q. Is first blood in the duo lane for Black Salt and Karasuda. They are just giving it to...
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they're just giving it to Boosted Asian and Zale. Like, the trade before, Karasuda puts 2 spears into the minion, pierces it through, lands onto Boosted Asian, gets the Rend, and then forces the Dark Binding out. And then Black Salt follows that out with just a really good Mantra Q auto trade. Like, they're playing so well, this bottom lane. Ezreal Morgana shouldn't be punished very hard, and yet here they are, getting really punished early on.
Yeah, back to mid lane. Gaston just needs to make it to 6, and then like he can actually start doing stuff here because they're both gonna build like, well, Gaston builds differ a little bit, but generally you're gonna have like your Rod and Tier build, Rod plus Tier, same as Rise. So like I actually like the D shield start X-Craze has here.
If anybody has the meme available, the like level 16 clock with the emote, would really appreciate that in the chat. If we can keep an eye. 5 out of 16 so far, not super scary.
Like truthfully, like in this matchup, like once Caston's level 11, I think that's when you start getting scared.
I just love that spam whenever Kassadin or Kale are in the game. Twitch chat, just like level 16 Monka S. Yeah, I was going to talk about something, and then I just forgot immediately. Please save me.
Caston has gotten a base off. What's he gonna go for? Catalyst? He's got enough. Like, so this is Slushy's second recall.
Yeah, that's kind of the advantage, I would imagine, to being Rise into the Kassadin, is you can get some better bases off and really control at least that particular flow of the lane. Black Salt and Karsuda taking another trade, boosted to Asian, gets snared up. They traded a lot into Zale there, and he has the one health pot ticking, but can doesn't have the best regen on that Morgana. I'm kind of curious. Niklaw's opting this time for a, more bruiser, more damage-focused character. We'll see how he does. Not on the tank v tank matchup. Had a pretty good game on the Malphite. Got a little bit behind early, but hit a couple really good ults. So we'll see if he can have that same impact on Mordekaiser. X-Craze goes in, gets a good trade. The Ornhorn is here. Slushy just trying to kite that one back out. Oh, he was trying the predictive horn onto the Slushy Realm Warp, but the Rai is able to get out of there.
Right.
I like the thought. I don't think that was the right thought, but it was cool. Would have been super hype if he hit it.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, Cassidy can actually, like, he has agency in this lane, and Ryzen,
oh my god, just solo kills him.
Right. Right. I mean, I wasn't expecting exactly that much damage, but like Cassius Cassius actually can do stuff in this lane, which is just opposite of everything logical.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just build only mana items and then just one-shot a guy. Like, whatever. Fine. Yeah, that was the Electrocute proc for the last bit of damage. Probably surprised Midnight Slushy there. I don't think he was expecting to go down. But really well played by X-Craze. He clearly knows the limit on that champion, at least this early.
Right.
I am very scared. We have a lot of ults that just kind of isolate people for the team. So you've got the Skarner ult and the Mordekaiser ult can really, separate fights and make it a little bit painful for ROTM, as they're usually, kind of focused on getting picks around this time. So have to be careful how you play into the Skarner, into the Mordekaiser. Wildy looking for what kind of represents his first gank of the game down here in bottom side. Has the Impale available, and Karsuda pretty low. Has to play this pretty carefully.
Right. I mean, in Wildy's defense, he's Skarner. Pre-6 ganks are okay, but you need some sort of setup, and there's not anything super reliable outside of a Rise route. And I don't know how much the two of them do against a Kassadin.
Yeah, I mean, he's been shoved under turret anyway, so it'd be kind of difficult to get that anyway.
Also, X-Ray still hasn't reset after his solo kill.
Aikedo might be caught here. He greeted a little bit for that red buff. Now going to get impaled, pulled back into Midnight Slushy, and immediately taken down. Really nice play from Dr. Wildy and Slushy. They're trying to turn on to X-Craze, but Black Salt is here, able to turn that one around with the Rift Step. X-Craze, already 2 kills on the Kassadin. He's set up for a big pop-off game.
Right, that's, oh wait, what's the button? I'm pressing one too many. Okay, so yeah, X-Rays will reset here, it's full Rod. That's a big boy Kassadin. We're looking 19 minutes Rod fully online.
Even teleporting into the side, like, not worried about the minions gonna go after Midnight Slushy. Hits him with the pulse into the auto attacks, getting a little bit turned around on, gets the full root. Choosing to go in with the Rift Step, just autoing in, has the red buff available. Zale and Wildy are here, but he's able to kill Midnight Slushy and at least trade his life.
That's about sending a message, and that message is, my life is worth taking yours.
This is also about sending a message. That's a really well-timed Fates call from Karasuda. They're going to finish off Boosted Asian. What a dive by them, but now they're in trouble as Niklaus is here, just pulls Karasuda into the Shadow Realm, and we'll be able to trade that one back out. And now Black Salt, he's doesn't have Flash, so he's pretty much in no man's land right now. I love the idea on the dive, but just biting off a little more than it can chew, and Niklaus gets a double kill. That dive was super sick, though. That was a really well-timed Fates call to get out of that extra turret shot that would have taken Black Salt down to like 100, maybe even less.
I mean, if anything, I like how RotM's playing right now, because like this is game 2, right? Right after like like Olaf Snowball. It looks like they're feeling good. They're in a good place. They're still being the aggressors. Yeah,
I always love when this team, especially with these players, I almost want to see them adopt a more LPL style because they're all so good mechanically, right? So you just opt into skill checks the entire game, and you're going to win more than 50% of them, and that'll get you a lead. So I always love when they're fighting early and looking for those objectives and fights. And sometimes you just get this this mystique about you, and other teams won't opt into fights with you, and you just get free objectives out of it. It's like goes all the way around. We kind of saw it last split. Haven't seen it as much of this split, but it's good to be able to at least channel a little bit of that. Right now it's only a 200 gold lead, but your Caston's 3-1. That feels pretty good. Your bot lane is just killing it. Every single time we look down here, Karsuit and Black Salt are making good plays.
I love that. Speaking about like the LPL, I love that like copy pasta about how like Chinese teams like when they're ahead, or, like if you know what I'm referring to, like it's like when we're down, we're still fighting. When we're down like 7,000, we're still fighting.
Yeah, it's like yeah, down 7k, you need to fight to get back into the game. Up 7k, you need to fight. Yeah. Boosted Asian is just dead. This is not a winnable fight for him. Boy, what a solo kill. Arasuda just showing off. They gave him Callista again.
Right.
I don't...
That's I feel like that's kind of just disrespectful. At the same time, what is it? I know that we actually have this in the screenshots here, so let's see what. First 3 bans: the Shen Graves Lilia, second rotation Kindred Echo. I'm assuming Callisto was first rotation.
Yeah.
But
maybe even first picked, honestly. Like
Right.
I just
Probably.
I've never understood that. I don't want to give away too many strats, but like
Right.
I've never understood focusing the good player. Like maybe there's a pick or two you just can't play against. Sure, whatever.
Right.
But
it's
if you
like
take the quote unquote like best player on the team and you 4-ban him, he's gonna have a 5th pick. Like that's not a huge deal, right?
right.
But if
and
you
like,
take the one trick and you ban his one champion, that feels a lot like you at least have a place you can play around. But they're apparently not scared of Karsuda's Callista, and they've been paying for it. He bought a QSS. That's really respectful. Or BM, excuse me, BM.
Also, those
Oh,
are
there's another look at this BM QSS in Aikato's inventory too.
oh, real BM.
What are these bad-mannered players?
Yeah. Like they're just literally throwing away 1,300 gold. It does nothing this game. Like it's just a Mordekaiser, Skarner, a Rise root, a Morgana root, and stun. That's best real BM.
Yeah, but it doesn't work against Ezreal, so worthless.
Oh, you're right.
Um,
But what if he goes? What if he goes Iceborne? You can cleanse the slow.
I hope he doesn't go Iceborne.
I'm just saying. What if he does?
He probably will because everyone goes Iceborne. I'm just kind of a... For an aside, I just don't like Iceborne Gauntlet on Ezreal. Even when it was like the thing, I would still just go Trinity Force. I like doing damage on my 80 carries. That didn't get the plates. That timed out right as Shelly went in. That's so tragic.
Tragic. See, I actually love Iceborne Ezreal because once you hit your Death Dance spike, you have 170 armors and 80 carry. You're like, oh look, enemy assassin gonna jump up. Not that there's one this game, but oh no, look, like an enemy Kiana. Whatever.
Yeah, IBG's probably actually good against Kha'Zix's Callista. That's true, but I still don't like it.
Right.
I'd still rather.
Yeah.
I like doing damage when I'm on the 80 carry.
But you do damage. You just don't do quite the same amount of damage, but it's outweighed by your survivability.
Yeah. But
Your
like
durability.
you're already the most survivable, durable 80 carry. Like why do I don't know. It's fine. I'm just an Iceborne hater. Anytime I say I don't like it, it probably is actually good in that situation. I have weird League opinions, and sometimes they're wrong. I'm man enough to admit it. I won't just LS out here. Like, I might be wrong, but I'll be damned if I don't defend my point to the death. Slushy gets out with a Realm Warp, but still ignited. Aikato takes him down. So good collapse there. There was 10 seconds left on the spawn for the dragon, so he just can't be up that far without his teammates. And RotM make him pay. They get the vision, and they'll take their first dragon of the game. What flavor rift are we going to get? That's big excitement. I don't even know which dragon this is. It's an infernal. So, Ocean? Yeah, Ocean. All right. Ocean Soul and Cassidon, by the way, are best friends.
Right. It's disgusting. Cloud Soul's funny, but Ocean's disgusting.
Skarner? He took the crab. Now he's in the blue side jungle. I don't know if he's actually going to get spotted by X-Craze and Aikido. This would still be a weird 2v2. I don't know. Mordekaiser or Skarner just have so many ways to isolate people. Karasuda calls in the Fate's Call in the bottom lane, though. Zale is going to be forced to use the stopwatch. Trying to turn this one back around. A couple more autos. He's got a lot of chains in him. Can't quite get out of the range of the stun. Black Salt able to take him down. Now the teleport coming in. They'll trade Black Salt, but now boosted Asian. Going to eventually fall as the Hammer Boy bouncy time will secure that one. As Karasuda runs home his third kill of the game. A little bit overextended there from Black Salt, trying to at least make sure that Boosted Asian was interested, so he trades himself for the AD carry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to analyze there. Lane was just kind of like confirming that kill. I mean, it was pretty much confirmed already, but
yeah, it forced him at least back in. You didn't have to try to chase him under turret and redive and things like there weren't. I mean, it's good. It got him involved, and that's really all you can ask of your top laner is to be involved in the game at some point. Get him off of this island against Niklaus, who's got the finished Leandri's Torment, by the way. Might hurdle. I guess it won't really matter. There's still 3 minutes on the dragon. Zale just takes a chunk. That's some damage from X-Craze. Oh, didn't get the tower shot to help him out. The big 1v1 now. Lane versus Niklaus into the Shadow Realm. Trying to kite out. Passive gonna burn him. Gets the clap. Ooh, I don't think Lane can win this one right now. Gonna get the knock up, still burning down. Trying to kite out with the Q, forces the flash out of Niklaus at least in exchange, but yeah, Niklaus able to at least turn that one back around because of the stolen stats in the Shadow Realm.
right. I wonder if Lane actually can compete if he has his ult available, like in the Death Realm.
I mean, probably if you can get
it was obviously used like bottom on the TP play, so
yeah. If you can get 1 or 2 claps, I think that fight does look different. But
right, the only clap that he ever got off got shielded. That was a good shield use, I guess, from Niklaus. I feel like I see a bunch of Mordecai just don't use his W properly.
it's a weird ability, to be fair. Aikido trying to solo the Rift Herald right now, but gonna get spotted by Niklaus on the Mord. I don't know what's happening up there. There could be really high drama happening, and we'll never know. But now we're gonna focus in. 3k left on it. X-Craze comes in looking for Niklaus. No Shadow Realm available, but they do have the Impale. Aikido gonna get taken down, but now Wily trying to flash away. Going to be able to get out? Rift Step? Not in time. Okay, well. That's a clean little pick from Dr. Wild. He knew he had the move speed thanks to the phase rush. But now X-Craze still wants a little bit more. Going to find Mordekaiser. And get the trade-off.
Aikido had his, like, ult. I'm surprised he never procced that. I don't know if he gets out, but I feel like he actually could have just...
Oh, they finally hit a Dark Binding onto Karasuda. You can see at least a little bit of power there. Flash. Everybody's got Flash. Black Salt not able to find home on that Fate's Call, thanks to all of them. But still going to hit the Mantra Q. Gets rended as well as Zale gets chunked through. So everybody comes out a little bit worse for wear out of that fight.
Right, but she got the Bork first item, Callista. Like, she'll heal a lot faster than just like the little bit of lifesteal Ezreal has from Bloodline.
Actually, it might be the tower here. Karasuda trying to chunk it down. Will finish it off. Zale trying this. Niklaus in gets QSS'd, but the double TP invested again in bottom lane. They really like that play. Now the Realm Warp just to try to track down Black Salt. Again, this is so much invested just for the kills in bottom lane. They really need to find Black Salt at the end of this one. Trying to cross over. Has the shield. He's actually fine. So that's 2 teleports and a metric fuck ton of ultimates in exchange for a single kill on Karasuda. They even lost the tower in the process. They are going to set up for this Ocean Dragon, maybe be able to delay the soul. And yeah, Black Salt forced to recall. So this is 5v3 on the map. Aikedo maybe going to look for the steal. Yeah, not going to find it.
That's right. The dragon didn't mean too much on its own anyway. That's drag 2 for either team. Not even worth stealing. Unless you, I guess. I mean, I kind of did.
Yeah, I mean, worth
Just
invest.
avoid spike. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's worth pressing W.
if you can steal it with W, definitely worth it. Not worth jumping in and dying. Probably not even worth the flash. Like if you jump in, miss the smite, and then try to flash out, probably still not worth. Yeah, interesting. He's got the Evolved Void Spikes and now the Camouflage second, I believe. Just to track some of those evolves. So about 1,000 gold in favor of RTM. Game not the fastest that we've ever seen. About a kill a minute though. Aikedo looking for Niklaw's. He just didn't Shadow Realm anybody. I guess he can't Shadow Realm anybody. Another BM QSS picked up by X-Craze. Yeah, so there's just... It's going to be hard. You can invest both the Impale and the Shadow Realm on somebody and make sure that you get one of the CCs, but outside of that, it's going to be very difficult to find targets if you're Sensei Squad.
That was a good chunk onto the Ezreal.
Just throw another Pierce. Let him know that you can. This should be the mid lane tower, either this wave or the next for RTM. They have the cannon with them. Yeah, it should be this wave even. And you just walk in slowly, take 2 autos. Looking to engage, gonna get hit by the Dark Binding. Aikedo forced to QSS, dodges out of the True Shot Barrage, so looking for the engage, have to burn your flash for it. Sometimes it happens. Red Turret destroyed in top lane as well, so all the outers are down for RTM and they can start focusing in on this jungle. It's about a 2,000 gold lead. This is a pretty comfortable point to snowball from if you're RTM, and we'll see if Sensei Squad can turn this around. This isn't how you do it, though. Boosted Asian going to die to Karasuda. And X-Craze QSS's his way out of the Mordekaiser ult and out to freedom. Even gets the flash for the trouble.
That did basically answer the question of can X-Craze like 1v1 the Mordekaiser though, and the answer is not yet. I don't know how much gold he was sitting on. I think he just picked up Sorks. No?
Anyway, they're looking for Midnight Slushy. Get the clap onto him. Aikedo comes through. The horn. A little bit late that time. Might have been better to try that predict. Zale has a bunch of spears. It's not quite enough. Wildy just fighting. He's on his Spire. Gonna pull him back into the Dark Binding, but Zale almost gets too close. Can he get the rend off? It's not in time. Zale able to finish him off with the pool.
I think Render's on cooldown. He used it on Zale.
Yeah.
And never came up.
That's also probably true.
Unlucky. He QSS to Skarner E, and then Skarner sold R. Outplayed. He should have gotten a second QSS, been more BM.
They share cooldown, so that doesn't
I know. I'm just
needs a
memeing,
Zanyas.
or trying to.
Otso in the back. Just he needs Zanyas. Boosted Asian went Iceborne Gauntlet. I don't like it. It's probably objectively right. Trinity Force finish for Dr. Wildy. Only going a half chat build though. Has the Glacial Shroud next. Headed for the Righteous Glory. Need Captain Flowers in here to rate it on a scale of Chad to not Chad.
Right. Skarners would be Flowers would be disappointed in me because I'm not a Chad Skarner. I'm just like the full tank. My team's kinda. That stopwatch is nothing for you. Oh.
That emote though, that's so BM from X-Craze. Gets the solo kill in the side lane. What's objectively less correct is what? Ez is going for a third item. He's got a...
I see an Amp Tome.
Amp Tome. Is that a Gunblade?
That's probably a Gunblade. I feel like I say Boosted Asian do that all the time.
I
and I
don't
disagree with that choice
I,
strongly.
I don't mind Gunblade, but in a team where you already have a billion and a half magic damage, it doesn't make it any better. Ikeda looking for the engage. They can't jump through boosted Asian. QSS is burned. The True Shot Barrage does quite a bit of damage to turn some of that back around, but now the Ocean Dragon going to spawn, and Sensei Squad's forced off to the top side of the map. They have to be careful not to get Baroned in return, and they're actually going to teleport in. They've started up the Baron. This is really risky from Sensei Squad. We'll see if they can pull it off. They're burning it down pretty quick. 7,000, they're just retreating out the top end now. Lane gets into range for the Ornhorn. Goes through. That was a really long range on that, trying to clap boosted Asian, but not able to finish that one off. Niklaus has somebody in the Death Realm. It's Ikeda and Niklaus scrapping it out. Ikeda actually just kills him in the Death Realm. X-Craze jumps forward. Dr. Wildy low. Zale's going to go down. Double kill for Karasuda, and Wildy will fall at the end of that one. It's an ace for Return of the Middle Sticks and a Baron for them as well.
Yeah, really, like, I get the thought process, because, like, you just lost mid-control, and the play is like, they're going to Baron, we can do Dragon, or they're going to Dragon, we can do Baron real fast. But, I don't know if you caught that in the fight, but Callista just kind of, like, hopped through that entire fight, well like, the camera's focused mainly on, like, the Death Realm, but, like, Callista just kind of hopped through the fight and just, like, ripped everyone apart. Like, that and the really fed Cassidy, who's now level 16, by the way. Time's up.
Time's up. Game's over. 18 to 9 in kills. But yeah, just a monster fight from Karasuda on the Callista. X-Craze chipping in with quite a bit of damage as well on the Cassidon. And yeah, honestly, I don't know that they could have played a whole lot of that much better. That was really nicely done. Zale, you can't walk up there, bud. Another Rift Step?
Nah, he's rooted in place 10 years because of Morg.
Just casual double kill. Wildy pulls him back in. Do they even have the damage to kill X-Craze? They might finally, they finish him off on the side, but now the rest of the squad is here. Boosted Asian falls. Karasuda's still okay. Death Realm is popped, but it's only going to be his death. Double kill for Karasuda as he jumps through and cleans up the fight.
It must feel so bad to be either Mord or Skarner this game, because you literally can get no one except for the Karma in your ult unless the QSS is on cooldown.
Yep, another BM QSS picked up for liposuction lane. And the minions coming into base. This just might be the end of the game as they're pushing down Nexus Tower number 1. Dark Binding lands onto Callista, just trying to buy some time. Respawn timers are done as Boosted Asian recovers the color to his screen. We'll get the True Shot Barrage to chunk through a couple of people. He went Leandry's.
Right. So, normally I actually like Leandry's on Ezreal. I absolutely hated this game.
Yeah.
For like same reason we talked about earlier. You already have a metric fuck ton of AP on your team. Secondly, your Mordekaiser is Leandry's as well. Leandry's does not stack on top of Leandry's. It is a Leandry's.
I mean, theoretically, they'll be on different targets, but...
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, if you are ever focusing same target, like, you are definitely wasting damage. So, yeah, just Death's Dance would have been the way to go. Like, 100%. Like, there is a Kha'Zix trying to leap on your face. There is a Cassidon trying to leap on your face. There is a Callista trying to hop down your ass.
Yeah, Death's Dance.
Yeah.
I see an argument for Blade of the Ruined King. Not like a good one, but I see one. They're looking to engage. Kato hits the Void Spikes. A little bit of a slow. Gets bound up. Forced to QSS. Midnight Slushy taken low. Able to hop out in the Realm Warp. But they have so much chase. X-Craze comes in. The double kill for him. Black Salt steals a kill for himself as X-Craze in the Death Realm. Trying to fight Niklaus. Kite that one back out. Doesn't have his QSS back off of cooldown as he jumps forward. Able to fight off the Mordekaiser in his own Death Realm. They'll take the second Nexus turret, and they'll take the second Nexus of the series and tie us up at 1. Ooh, Wildy would have died if the game had been like 1 second later.
Wildy also never, like, we were talking about his build earlier, he never even made it to the righteous glory that Glacial was. Just, his entire jungle was gone.
Yeah, he kind of, unfortunately, really stalled out in mid-game. So we're tied up at 1. Yeah, what do you think Sensei Squad needs to do now to get that counterpunch?
Well, I mean, I don't know how it ended up as we didn't see draft with obviously with the replay, so I have no idea how it turned into a Cassidon and Ray's mid lane. But that lane should never happen. Like, I don't think you ever win that as Rise unless like you have a jungle that sits there 24/7. You don't stack magic damage. You don't stack where you can buy a BM 1300 gold item and just like counter your entire team. I mean,
I think it also
people,
comes down to ban Callista, but
right, right. I mean, that too. This is twice now that you've seen Callista come through and just kind of tear apart your asshole pretty much. Um, so maybe step one, the easiest fixable one, is you ban the Callista, and then you worry about your own picks and just make sure you don't troll yourself.
because yeah, I'm not sure what counter pick would have been, but I imagine it's that Rise, so you got to see the whole enemy team composition. Maybe it wasn't, but
Ikeda's sharing it. So
Skarner was counter pick. That's bizarre.
yeah,
Why'd you say?
that's not
So
good.
there's always this theory you see in pro play a lot. They'll save counter pick for jungle because they're looking for specific matchups. And then if you get them, you go some super weird jungler, and that's where you see kind of those unique ones come through. A lot of times what happens is they don't pick what you want them to, and then you're just on a default bad pick, essentially. You're just
Right,
on Skarner because that's the best pick available. Like,
right.
it happens a lot in pro play, unfortunately.
That's like literally Mad Lions like the last couple days with their drafts. They've been like holding out for Shadow, and then he's just like generic jungler. Except for I guess the Evelyn game. Those
Yeah,
were
so something like Aikido says, where they're looking for Trundle, but you want to see the rest of the comp first, and you don't want to get run over by Kha'Zix as Trundle, or something like that. Like, that kind of makes sense, but
but so or Costa Karma, Mord.
no, the draft doesn't really make sense from Sentinel
So
Spot's
it was
perspective.
a blind pick Rise.
Yeah, Blind Rise B4, or R4, excuse me, then countered by
Right.
Kassadin Kha'Zix.
Yeah, that's
And
just on
evidently they didn't want
Tuesday
to see
spot.
Kha'Zix, because then they went Scar. I don't know. It's a strange draft. Like, you can see
R-
some semblance of what they were going for, but no. Anyway, um, yeah, mostly I just think we've gotten to see Karsu to do his Doom Guy impression, just rip and tear through the enemy team. So, yeah, let's take a small break. We'll be back with game number 3. Oh no, I didn't update the text. All right, well, fuck it. We'll do it live. See, like, knowing Wildy, I would imagine he was, like, trying to look for something for, like, Morgana jungle or Zyra jungle or something, and just not Kha'Zix, right? Like, that would be how I would justify that draft to myself.
See, I would agree, but he normally would like when he was pulling those out, he would be like second, third pick, and we would just not pick support till late. So like that's not an option when you like pick like easy Morg super early.
Well, you pick easy Morg, right? And then you can still look at a support later and play Morg jungle.
Right, right. If he, I don't know if he plays Morg jungle.
Well, that would be the
Yeah.
idea behind it, though.
Right, right, right. It's like Zyra, sure. Teemo, sure.
I don't know. That's me spitballing what they're trying to do. We don't have anybody to interview and ask, excuse me,
Urgot,
what the fuck
Ur-
were you doing in that draft?
Urgot, next patch, yes.
Urgot? Oh yeah, they are trying to turn him into a jungler for some reason. I did see that.
Or at least give him the option of jungle. That didn't do anything for like Garen jungle or
Yeah,
Zed
it
jungle.
just made Garen and Darius be able to just steal your jungle better. That was about it.
Yeah.
I still wanted to see like Talon jungle somehow work. That'd be pretty. That'd be a neat jungler to watch.
Why does Wildy have so few games on this account? Is he playing on his other account? Yes. Yes, he is.
What's the pick he's hiding then?
He's not.
Huh.
There's nothing out of the ordinary there either. Like, at least Kindred Olaf is what's being shown on the other one. Also, it's actually like a shared account, but... Right. I kid, I was looking at the same one that I was.
Maybe it's just not playing League. Valorant mains. Are people still playing Valorant, or did it just kind of die? Like, I've seen they've updated, they've released some skins, but like nobody I know plays Valorant anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, PoE did just release their update. And now RuneScape's on Steam.
RuneScape's on Steam? That's really
Yeah.
Alright, you ready for the game?
Yes.
Alright, welcome back, everybody. Game number 3 between RotM Plat and Sensei Squad Plat. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. You want to introduce blue team?
Alright, yeah. No side swaps any of the games, so RotM's on blue side, round 3. Liposuction lane on Shen this time. Kato's on Kane. Looking at our opponents is 100% Whistle. This is looking like a Kane game. X-Rays is on the LeBlanc mid. There's no Mumus for him to face check-in, so he can't pull a winged. Karasuda Black Salt on the Ashe Morgana. Callisto might have been banned.
Terrifying.
So he gets his other champion.
Yeah, on the red side is Sensei Squad wearing the health bars that match their logo. Nicolal's in the top lane on Silas. Dr. Wildey playing the Volibear jungle, getting the face check and first blooded, in fact. No drama there, no summoner spells, and no chance. Karasuda will take that first blood and go back and buy himself a nice longsword. Or a Cole.
Right. Cole's 450.
Oh, Cole's 450 now? Never mind.
Yeah, it has been for a while.
Midnight Slushy, as you were, on Akali.
I didn't even give him the midnight. I just gave him Slushy.
And then Boosted Asian and Zail, 1,212 on the Caitlyn and Karma. So see the big handshake in the bottom lane. If I had to guess, this would be what Morg first pick, Caitlyn Karma, and then Morgana? Or did I say Morgana first? And then Ashe?
Yeah.
Could be the Ashe, and then Caitlyn Karma, and then Morgana, but bot lane's
Right.
first 4 picks. And
So
then Shen, maybe? Or maybe you go Shen, and I don't know. There's a lot of power picks for RTM, is what I'm trying to get at, and they hand shook him. So,
right. Can't bully this matchup, by the way, right now. She started Chain. Normally you'd see like LeBlanc look first for like a health advantage, and she can't this game.
Yeah, the chain was probably for that small like face check, just kind of check for some CC. If I had to guess. Slushy went All-Star Akali, which it's fine, but it's like not a great Akali skin. There's like 4 really good ones, and that isn't one of them. So a little disappointed there.
Shen, Kate Volley, Ashe Morg, Karma.
Okay, that tracks. I don't know why you'd cryo volley that hard, but it tracks.
Unless they're trying to like treat it like it's a flex pick.
Even then, I don't think.
But I don't know why, because like Shen was like the original volley counter when volley was Giga broken, and then Shen's been buffed since then.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ults for Silas to steal. Is kind of the drawback of this comp. Like, flash in for this stun onto X-Craze, and he'll be able to distort out to safety. He still keeps his flash available. Tower just gonna go ahead and finish off the clone, but gets that big health trade so Slushy can not be bullied as much in this lane. Ooh, Lane was hoping he had turret range there for sure, and just didn't quite have it. I like how aggressive Lane has been on the Shen. He's willing to trade early, and that's going to set up a gank for my Kato up in the top lane. Slushy getting chained up. Wildy's here in mid, just going to be the distortion back out. Really focusing this mid lane, trying to get Midnight Slushy ahead like we saw in game number 1. Nick Law's in a lot of trouble, going to get stopped by the Kane W, and the last auto attack for liposuction lane will set them up nicely. Meanwhile, the duo kill in bottom lane is Karasuda able to just take down Zale. Really nicely done by Black Salt and Karasuda again in the bottom lane, showing that bot div.
So, semi-unrelated, I'm actually really happy that Riot's TNT squad decided just to do like basically a chroma for the Ashe, or for Ashe that's being used right now in there, because like the Q on that's so nice compared to like actual like the Sheriff Ashe or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's weird that they didn't do Sherwood 4-ish, but I'm sure they're trying to sell skins, and that's just like, oh yeah, High Noon Ash with a green chroma looks pretty good. You should get those things together.
I don't even know if that chroma actually exists.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
Like I think it's
Nicholas
literally
is
just
taking so much minion damage during that trade.
right.
If it doesn't exist, that's really neat for what they can do with the rest of the assets. Because, like, that means that they'll be able to find more and more things for the next set, and the set after that, and the set after that, you know. Shen teleported back in. It's the counter teleport, so both top laners expending that up into top lane. Liposuction lane has the Tiamat first. Feels pretty good. That means that he's feeling really safe. Didn't go for any defensive stats first. Just headed right for that Tiamat.
It does not exist. I pulled up the shop right now. There's like a ruby one, there's a aquamarine, obsidian, and amethyst.
Huh. It's not even one of the
So
exclusives. I didn't think that was an exclusive at the time. Yeah.
Well, right.
Level 6 for Lane. He goes in, just takes a big chunk out of Niklaus, who doesn't have any mana. X-Craze looking in mid. Gonna chain up Midnight Slushy. Black Salt and Zale just kind of find each other with Volibear supervising the fight, we'll say. Do want to see Kato get back out on the map, get some more orbs. Black Salt gets stunned up. PTA chunking through. Gonna get the Shen ult back on top. X-Craze looking to turn onto Zale. Has him rooted up. One more auto will finish him off as X-Craze takes that kill. And now Wildy will fall as well. They collapse on the collapse on the collapse. And ROTM takes 3 kills, and they're up 5-0 and 3,000 or 2,500 gold at 6.5 minutes. Eventually, if you say enough numbers, you'll get it right, you know?
So that feels real good, because like, this, unlike like, we'll say like game 1, like RotM's team doesn't fall off hard. They've got decent like early mid-game power, and they still scale really well. This is a good all-around draft.
Yeah, I do really like this draft. The flash taunt from Liposuction Lane trying to show off a little bit. Not able to finish off Niklaus. Trades his flash for a flash, though. So we'll open up the possibility and at least send him back to base. And I guess you can't stall the wave because you have Tiamat, so it's just going to be the shove, maybe a turret plate or two. Slushy wants this. Perfect execution. Doesn't find the mark, though, and the shuriken flip hits him back to a minion. So burning the ult off of Midnight Slushy, that's a pretty long cooldown at the start. Wildy has his level 6 available. Zale going forward lands the chain on to the black shielded target of Karasuda. Karasuda dodging out some of the traps. Wasn't able to get any of the traps despite getting rooted by that W. Anyway, Wildy goes in, hits a big ultimate. They'll take down Karasuda. At least get one pick for their trouble, and that's a shutdown. A small one, but a shutdown going to Dr. Wildy. X-Craze looking for the trade onto Midnight Slushy, but doesn't find the chain. Do you think Midnight's like the flavor of Slushy, or is it just like straight up just I you know, it's late, just really want a Slushy right now? Do you think he meant to steal that Raptor? That was pretty BM.
Right. That gives him 1,300 exactly. Yep, that was probably intentional, and I don't know if Kato was on board with that, but at the very least, that was intentional by X-Craze. Sonic at midnight versus Slushy.
Is Sonic open at midnight?
I don't think so because of COVID. Normally the answer is yes.
Okay, Nichols is doing the Q-Max, which I think is the right thing on Silas now.
You normally go fleet with the Q-Max.
Ooh, not quite able to hit that taunt, but now Aikato's here. Nichols has the Shen ult as his big choice. Wildy going to get Aikato inside of him, and now the counter Shen ult. Everybody Shen ult. Taunt, ooh, just didn't quite connect there from liposuction lane. Neither did the abduct on the chain from Silas, so everybody kind of walks away. The cross-map Ash ults, though. Karasuda 1 for 1 on his ults. And X-Craze looking for the dive. I don't think that he's actually got the raw damage for that, so just takes a chunk and a turret shot for his trouble.
I need to go. I didn't pay attention enough to it. I know I talked about this on a previous LeBlanc game of his where like that's a lot of danger pings. But where like LeBlanc RW does less damage than just W at rank 1. It's like the difference to the W damage doesn't matter. You're not getting a kill on volley either way. But was trying to see if he actually like is implementing it. We try to be semi-educational here.
Yeah, I can't usually pass at a semblance of education, so I just go for bad jokes and hope they land.
Same thing.
Aikato's got a 20 CS lead on Dr. Wildy right now. Doesn't have the transform just yet, but that's still pretty thick minion lead. Now headed for some more orbs from Wildy. Has to be a little bit careful, as this 3v3 really could go either way at this point. Karasuda's ult back up.
I could be wrong, but I feel like he should have transformed maybe after slapping Wildy there.
I know that he's
close.
Yeah, he's going to be very close, I'm sure, if he's not there.
Given that he hasn't reset, there's either money he needs for an item or I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine he still needs a couple orbs. Might just look for him here on Karma for free if he needs them. No? Okay. Ooh. Slushy wants it, and he finds it! That's a good solo kill from Macaulay. Hits the perfect execution. Able to get the shuriken flip as well. That was really nicely done by him, the solo kill.
Yep. Nice clean.
Not a champion I associate with Slushy. Not a boring champion, so...
Right.
We'll see how he plays the champion where you need to actually play the game. But the mid-prio going to result in potentially this dragon for Sensei Squad. They at least have the inside track on it. Aikato walks through the wall. Should see that it's getting relatively low, but I don't think he can commit for anything. And yeah, that'll be the dragon for Aikato. That's a steal. Clean AF. The Q over the wall, the flashback over. Not in any danger, and able just to smite away.
See, that's where that emote that I've been running, like the little like Astro miner guy. Like that's where you have to like flash that right after you just pull it off. That or the dab. The dab never gets old.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I
right,
miss our
best emote.
yeah, I miss our 5-man dabs on the enemy nexus, but
I still run it.
I do too. We get it every once in a while. Not the full 5-man in a while. Aikato looking for Wildy here. Ash Arrow going to connect onto him, and Wildy will fall. They'll get the big taunt onto Zale as well. We're watching the front of the fight, though, as Midnight Slushy can't get over the wall with that. The shuriken flip over the fat part of the wall doesn't quite work. Ooh, gets bound up. They're still looking for it as Aikato and X-Craze dash forward. Boosted Asian and Zale still trying to track down the bottom side of this fight. The flash away from Boosted Asian keeps him alive for the time being. Volley doesn't connect onto Zale either. Just fighting their way back through. That dark binding just like singed the back of Caitlyn's shorts, but she'll be able to get out of there. Karasuda flashes over the wall for the volley and gets taken down by the 50 caliber 50 caliber net?
Is it's 80
How
or
many
90?
caliber is it? It's a big
It's
ass
90.
net.
It's 90. It's 90 cal.
90 caliber net. That's a
Yeah.
big ass net. Um, yeah, it's 7-3 in kills now. A little overextension there from Karasuda, but not gonna matter too much in the grand scheme of things.
All right. There's no way. There's no way that Kato doesn't have transform now. He's probably had it for like the entire duration of that last fight.
Niklaus has his Super Soaker finished, which actually means that he should be getting a lot better at these trades, except that he can't land any of his abilities, which makes it a little bit more difficult to do that. It's always kind of interesting seeing when our team goes for their duo lane mid. It feels like a lot earlier than most of the other teams in the league, and it kind of creates bad situations for a lot of their opponents.
R-
But right now, the Akali Karma 2v2 is probably fine. Lane goes in looking for the engage, and Aikato's here to follow up, hits the Blade's Reach. That was the Silas Kane ult, now the real Kane ult into Dr. Wily. Guesses wrong on the Q. Niklaus not able to find the chains. Oh no, he dashed back into the into the explosion on the Petricite burst, but Aikato cleans it up. A double kill in the top lane. Meanwhile, X-Cray's got a solo kill in bottom, I believe. Oh no, Karasuda died. I just saw the kill thing. I didn't actually see who it was.
Yeah, you can see where Karasuda's body is right by Zill right now. I'm assuming he stepped forward to land the ult, because once again he lands a cross-map ult. Unfortunately, I think it goes to the very back end of the Volibear ult animation, so it didn't actually get any CC, just got some damage off.
But yeah, then it looks like he got jumped on by Midnight Slushy in the mid lane, and that wasn't the best time for him.
So X-Ray's about to hit 11 here, and then he should just look to blow up Caitlyn.
Kind of doing that beforehand. Hits the double chain,
Right.
forces the cleanse out of boosted Asian. So now 30 seconds, rinse, repeat. That's a kill.
Right, I mean, Kate's gonna reset off that. There's gonna be at least enough respect there.
Yeah, but now there's no cleanse. I don't know how much that really matters. Wildly going to be mildly annoyed by Black Salt over the wall. Lane is rotated down just so that they can get this tier 1. Wildly, that was a quick QSS from Black Shield from Black Salt. Aikato looking for Niklaus, the jungler versus the top laner. Hits the Blade's Reach. This, of course, not a close fight because, as we know, top laners just don't get to play the game.
Right. Plus, like, Slushy or Nicholas can't steal the Kane because he did in the last fight and it's still on cooldown.
Yeah, I think most importantly he just didn't hit any abilities, but you know.
Right. He's been missing a lot here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the GLP is supposed to make it easy.
Dragon's up in 4 seconds. Aikato's kinda on the way. We'll see if they're even really prioritizing that objective. Looks like they want picks first.
Right. I mean, Nichols is dead. They've got time. I know TP. Like, they might just end up just giving it. Oh, pick.
Oh, Ash Arrow onto the Caitlyn. That's really clean. Karasuda just can't miss, I guess, with those arrows. Even if they haven't resulted in kills, it's immediate. Like, he's hitting them. Double kill for X-Craze, the recipient of the Karasuda ults. And the dragon for RotM. Pretty clean little snowball they've got going on. About 4,000 now opened up. Only one turret so far at 18 minutes, so I'd like to see a little bit more pressure on either the mid or top lane turret, but hard to find things to complain about so far this game. I guess you can complain about Karasuda ending, but, you know. So, sometimes you're just 2 and 3.
Sorry, he's Ash. You're just a second support that outputs slightly more damage.
Finishes up the Blade of the Ruined King and then 3 daggers, just for good measure. Stormrazor finished for Caitlyn, which I don't think is the normal first item right now, but Oh, right back onto the trap. That was really well placed by Boosted Asian. The Black Shield not really going to help out X-Craze, neither is the clone, unfortunately. So the chunk out on the LeBlanc means that a little bit of pressure abated here in mid, and Boosted Asian and Zale can get a little push in. Dr. Wildy will grab some Raptors. Maybe look for the dive in mid. He's got the Stormbreaker available. Nick Laws is here as well. Dives over, turns off the turret, but nobody's quite ready for him. It's just going to be the push in on this mid turret, and they're not even going to get that much damage on it. So a little bit of investment there. And the Asher finally doesn't connect the dash away from Nick Laws. I think that's the first one he's missed, and that wasn't really a miss, it was a dodge. So, credit where it's due. Aikido still looking for this engage, not quite able to find that Blade's Reach onto Boosted Asian, but now they're going to dash forward, hit the Reaping Scythe, and finish him off. Aikido's unstoppable on the Kane now. Nick Laws and X-Craze just exchanging pleasantries up in the top lane. Wildy maybe going to look for a gank. Hasn't been the most impactful on this Volibear so far. Looks like he's headed for a Trinity Force or Black Cleaver next. Probably Trinity Force, if I had to guess.
Right, but I thought Volley Jungle was just supposed to be like full tank. Like, your team has damage. You have a whether they're hitting their damage or not varies, but like, you've got a Silas, a Kali, and a Karma Kate. Like, you have damage. Just be a meatball.
Yeah, X-Craze has found Nick Laws. They have the Shen ult on top. They're going to get this pick. It's just a matter of who's going to finish it off, and it looks like Liposuction Lane will.
Maybe not the one you want to have the kill, but it's still the kill.
Yeah, it's a dead Silas for another 30 seconds. It's going to be the push in mid. Midnight Slushy's still fancying this, and he has more than enough damage to take down Karasuda. And gets back out.
Unlucky. Enchanted Crystal Arrow just came off cooldown right after Karasuda died. Oh, it is Triforce. Ew. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're 1 in 4 and you just want your Triforce Power Spike.
Right, if you're like, you know, a Jax, Irelia, like Ezreal, baby.
Not a whole lot of drama in this game 3, unfortunately. It's very one-sided so far. X-Craze? Can he actually find the chain? There it is, finally. Flashes forward for it and finds the solo kill onto Boosted Asian. Now Wildy and Zale may be looking to chase him down, but LeBlanc's pretty slippery, and he has a Morgana in his pocket to slow up pursuit. Aikido, though, wants the engage. Not able to find the Blade's Reach, just going to dash forward. Big chunks of damage onto Wildy and Zale. Ashero splits the uprights. Perfect field goal for him. That's 3 points for Karasuda. I don't know what the points are used to exchange for. Probably not items in the shop, though, as Aikido will take down the kill with the Blade's Reach.
There's a teleport from Nichols here.
Yeah, teleport coming in. He's got the Morgana ult. I don't know exactly what good that does him. He dashes forward looking for Karasuda. They're just going to pick on Jesse because I guess that's the only one they can kill. But it's going to be a huge overextension from them, and Aikido's now godlike. 7-0-6 on the Kane, and Baron is in their sights.
Well, that's a bit of an int.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the frustration there from Wildy and Midnight Slushy, I think. Boosted Asian and Zale just weren't in position, not outputting any damage in that fight.
Not even like an ace in the hole offered up either.
They lost a turret.
Available.
They got the prio in mid. They got the turret. It's back in. It's not. That's a 7,500 gold lead at 23 minutes for RTM. 18-6 on the scoreboard, and Cloud Soul going to be the next objective for them. Karasuda isn't here. I don't know how much that really matters, but Midnight Slushy gets a big heal thanks to that Athene's Unholy Grail. X-Ray's still looking for this trade, has the Shen ult, and just drops Shen off in the middle of the enemy team and pieces it out. He'll pick up the kill and pick up the dragon as X-Ray's able to dash back in. Accidentally takes the second chain from Niklaus. They'll look for the re-engage, but damage has been done. They killed X-Craze. Oh. And good guy Black Salt's going to stay there and block the ace in the hole.
If only both Black Salt and Karasuda had stopwatches to press at that point. I mean, obviously Black Salt does, but just troll lane. It's like the Ezreal Braum, like if you
Yeah.
remember.
I mean, I think there's a chance that lane just lives through it anyway. Better not
Right.
to take the chance. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse just a little too aggressive on this Ashe. Feeling himself a little too much, and he'll get killed again by the 90 caliber net combo from Boosted Asian. You realize how much firepower he's using to shoot that net, though? Like, 90 cal's a lot.
Right.
That's a big-ass net.
You ever just wonder how much like that gun weighs?
I
And how
mean,
much like
it's
the nets weigh as well?
yeah, it's a whole ass sniper rifle with at least one net shoved inside of it.
Right. Well, just
Oh,
there's the stopwatch. But
saving it for that moment. That was his.
anyway, just thinking, cause like, we'll just use like a Barrett 50 cal, because that's roughly like 55 pounds once you throw in ammunition or like the magazine. It's like, what would that weigh? There's some British woman running around with like a 100-pound weapon.
Yeah, no spotter either. Like, just picking up these shots. I hate LeBlanc so much.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jumping into an entire team that doesn't have any reliable hard CC outside of a volley queue. Again, there's no MMO here.
Oh, the Blade's Reach for my Kato gonna hit Nick Laws. He'll be the first victim of this fight as he just secures his own demise by stopwatching. Midnight Slushy jumps in, the one at a time strat not really paying off for them, unfortunately. And that's 2 kills for ROTM, and now the push can continue in earnest as Aikedo still looking for more. Hits the Blade's Reach onto Boosted Asian, will dive forward into the Umbral Trespass and finish him off. Aikedo's legendary. X-Craze finishes off another kill on the top side. Wildy jumps into his own turret, but that's not going to save him. A double kill for X-Craze, and that should be the game for ROTM and the series for ROTM.
What if Volley disabled all turrets? Accidentally disables his own turret.
That'd be pretty troll.
Right, if it's like Bartelt.
Gotta just work on your new champion. Can't move, can't auto attack, can't get gold, 50% win rate.
51.5% win rate, man. I'm curious to see what that champion is that August is making, that jungler.
August, I love August champions for the most part.
Right.
He does really well. So yeah, the opposite of the 07. The 7 could have gone with this and it'd be fine. You could 9, 7, and 9. That feels like an okay game. But that's victory for what did the caster say today? RotM? No, not RotM. RotM? Rudum? Something like that. Yeah. It's a 2-1 win for RTM. They're going to improve to 4-0 on the season, stay undefeated. Sensei Squad falls to 3-1. And you know our potential championship matchup? Teams were matching each other. Game 3 wasn't particularly close, but games 1 and 2 were pretty well contested.
Yeah, right. I mean, game 1 was definitely the closest of them, and not necessarily in our favor, but
Yeah. So that's going to do it.
Scrotum.
That's going to do it for our cast today. Thanks for joining us. We're going to have the Diamond and Gold games later on this week after they're casted. I don't know what day or when or who's casting with me or if anybody is. But yeah, stay tuned for that. If you have a available Twitch Prime sub or are interested in that, we would really appreciate your support. Again, that'll all go toward more cool ROTM things. So yeah, that's enough shilling for me, I guess. Thanks for joining me, Ring Nation. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Finished just in time for the TFT tourney for those who are watching.
Okay. Go get in that TFT tournament if you're into that sort of thing.
I'm not. I don't want to be with 8+ people trying to force brawlers. You're the keeper, man.